Hello fellow dragons, it's Shane from Astral Dragon Gaming, and this is review time, and today's review is on The Outer Worlds. Yes, it's out on Epic, it's out on PS4, and it's also out on Xbox, and also I think the Microsoft Live Store as well. But yeah, it's made by the guys that brought you the Fallout Las Vegas. And to be frank, this game is extraordinarily good. It's long, it's convoluted, and it has a lot of strange and unusual worlds all contained within it. And lovely characters, and a huge dose of of sarcasm and tongue-in-cheek points, and also just pure idiocy at points. It's a really extraordinary game. It's a bit on the expensive side, but again, RPGs are what they are. But it is being made by Obsidian, one of the great creators of many of the best RPG games to date, in many respects. They are a pedigree beyond recall. Reprieve? Who knows? Anyway, moving forward. So let's first talk about how it looks. It looks like something that kind of got meshed with Fallout 4 and a huge box of colouring crayons. This game is really, really bright and colourful, but at the same time, it has that kind of gritty, otherworldly, over-the-top sort of, not apocalyptic, but still futuristic sort of rundown sort of world. If you've ever watched a series called Firefly, that's pretty much what this game looks and feels like on so many levels. Not only with the guitar and sort of banjo sounds here and there, but also just the general sort of makeup of the clothing, the makeup of the different corporations and everything, and just the very lived-in feel that this entire world has. At no point in this game do you look around and say, oh, it's a bit empty here. There's always something to look at, always something interesting to talk about. And that's what this game has in abundance, is that really large quantity of depth and interesting sort of architecture and beauty about it that looks like something futuristic but very much in the modern theme of our time, with a kind of clash over the top Art Nouveau sort of motif at times. And then you've got a kind of steampunk point here and there. It's got a lot of different influences all sort of meshed into one little design, but at the same time it has this great feeling when you first sort of get control of your character, jump out of your pod and have a look at the world around you, and it's just really, really fantastic. I've played the entire game. I did a relatively nice run. I did a lot of good stuff and did very few killing of the main people, but at the end of the day it was an extraordinarily good and well designed game. I loved a lot of what I did and what I played in it, and it's just really sort of inspires your mind as you're playing it, and you go, what if I went back and talked to a character in a different way? What if I went back and did a different pathway? Like, what if I stealthed through here, or what if I blazed gun all the way through, or I just half-assed and lied my way through it? There are a lot of different options with this game, and I think it's really an interesting game that you get that sort of feeling with it. Now we'll stop off for a bit and just have a quick listen to some sound and music and some of the voice and everything, and then I'll continue on with the review.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
If anyone ever tries to off me, I hope they do it with the same professional courtesy.
Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen.
Hey, that's illegal! What do you think you're doing? Ah, sorry for the misunderstanding.
I think many things about voice and sound and everything, but at the same time, I think probably the best thing about the sound and voice about this game is just the general sort of dedication that's been put through. There is always a nice constant level of music, but never super overpowering at any point. There's nothing that sort of sits at the top end of the scale and just kicks out everything else. It's always a nice even keel right the way through. At no point did I feel like the game was overpowering the sound for the music itself. It didn't cut over the voices too much, it didn't cut through all the sound effects very much. It was a nice sort of blending of music, and also the change of music when you move from one location to another. Really well done. Also, hats off to the composers and all the people that made the music for this. It sounds so much like Firefly. I love Firefly as an entire series, and this game just oozes this feel of this kind of rustic, sort of sci-fi, on the edge, on the fringe sort of world design, and it just comes all home with that music and everything. The voice acting is mostly fantastic. I love that the shopkeepers, you can just go up, talk to them, and get out of the conversation and not have to go through an entire dialogue tree just to get one or two things. And even better, there are vending machines left, right, and center. So if you're just stocked full of too much stuff, or you just want to buy some more ammo, just go to the vending machine, pick up your stuff, and be done with it. But the voice acting for the main characters and all the side mission characters and all the quest givers and all the different things all in between, really good performance, a real good panache of sort of influencing on what that particular character is feeling at that point in time. And even when you choose different dialogue options, like a violent option or a sort of like persuasive option or a lying option, there is a straight up bang over the top. At one point you're sort of stealthing through areas and the guy will actually confront you when your stealth mechanic sort of shatters, and if you can lie or persuade your way through, he just goes, oh, sorry, and changes depending on whether you lie or you tell the truth or you persuade him and all sorts of other things. And I think that sort of change and depth, especially with voice acting, not just checks on a screen or anything like that, but actual voice acting that comes with a set sort of dialogue, it shows the writing skill and also just the craftsmanship of making a world where literally everything's been thought of when someone thinks of something. It's like walking into a Dungeons and Dragons campaign and having a DM that has written a backstory for everyone there. Like every soldier has a backstory, every artisan has a backstory, and so on and so forth. And even the monsters have some level of backstory and it's a really well orchestrated sort of mesh of all these different things on top of each other. And lastly, we'll talk about the sound with that as well. The guns, the various sort of environmental sounds, the sounds coming off the monsters and all sorts of things like that. Really good stuff, and the real meaty throat of when your ship takes off and goes from place to place, when all you're doing is you're looking at a mini-map and watching your little ship fly across, and it's just that warping sound of hellish noise that is the engine. It's all fantastic, and the environmental noises are great too. Whereas you'll walk into an area, and as you walk back, or if you turn slightly, the sound will actually move across and change across the soundscape, and it will become less and more. And for someone wearing headphones, it's even greater. Now, I'm deaf, mostly deaf in my right ear, and if I turn to the left or the right, I can suddenly not hear someone properly. And I just love how that sort of idea is I've got to turn around to actually face the individual to know that I'm listening to that one individual. It's fantastic. And also with the environmental sounds as well, so you can pick up on monsters and you can pick up on people and enemies that are walking near you and everything, and this happens in combat as well. So it's fantastically done. So a little bit about the story, the game, and the whole kit and caboodle. You're basically a unnamed protagonist that has been revived from a colony ship that went missing, that has been laying dormant for about 70 years. So a crackpot scientist pulls you out, pumps you full of magical drugs, and hopefully that you won't liquefy because you've been in suspended animation for so long, and then dumps you on a planet and sets you on your merry way. And you're left to your own devices to do exactly what you want to do. Obsidian has given you the option of being able to stealth, be political, be a full-on combat, full-on genocide, full-on righteous, full-on arsehole, a whole list of different ideas, and I can see many different playthroughs that will occur from this, and it will be such an interesting sort of thing. And even now, as I've finished the game, I look back and I think I kind of want to go back and do something else different that I went along the storyline, or I want to go and do these different things. Like, the basic story is the colony needs help, and you are the person to help the colony. So you've got the basic two main storyline structures, which is help the board or help a mad scientist, whichever floats your boat. And that's the entirety of the entire game, and it's really well designed for that concept and everything. And you're just immersed into this entire world that really makes you feel like you're doing something interesting and important. And I think that's where Obsidian have made probably an extraordinary game. I could see DLCs for this. I could see just another sequel that will give you more. The combat is on the simplistic side. I have to admit that with this game. Like, I finished it through a normal playthrough, and it was relatively easy all the way through, right up to about the last boss, which gave me about 5 or 6 restarts before I sort of got onto the par of going, okay, I need to do this, this, and this to get past this boss. And then, bang, that was the end of the game. I got to make my choices and everything. But it got very hard at that point in time. Of course, I did rush it. There was a lot of other side quests and other things that you could have done prior to going to the very end of the game, but I was just trying to finish the game. And I can see where a lot of people will find this game is not as intense an RPG as they'd like it to be. But at the same time, this is Obsidian sort of dipping their foot back into the world and trying to make something that is a new IP, a new sort of thing, and gripping people with it. And I think they really have made a big sort of impression with this game. It's very engrossing, it's very unique, and it also makes you just want to play it and go back and try again, go back and do something different, go back and see what the other pathway that you didn't travel, and all these other things that are just so many sort of in-depth ideas. And also there is the option to also completely mess up each quest as you go along the way. I don't think you can mess up the storyline quest. Mind you, there is a possibility of doing that too, I'm not sure. But just the overall sort of construction of the game, I think, really does show that there is an unlimited amount of possibilities in this game that I could see a lot of people playing and enjoying quite a lot. So anyway, thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button down below. You'll also find the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you can stay up to date with all my videos. I've been Shane from Astral Dragon Gaming, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.